What's up, Charm fans? We're talking about episode 16, Memento Mori. It's a Latin phrase that actually means remember you must die, and even though Charity didn't die, she really played herself into thinking she was the good witch. Wow, I wish she kind of died. I'm gonna be honest. We got a lot of answers this episode. Finally, I can't wait to break it all down right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, Charm fans? I was just about to say that Charity got jumped, which I can't wait to talk about that. Before we get into the entire episode, I'm Steph Sabraw. We finally have the power of three back, you guys. Kelly McInerney in the building.
Hey, yeah. Happy to be back.
And Kamisha Lauture.
Hi, guys.
Wow, what an episode. I feel like we were talking about it. It was kind of one plot line, which I guess is good because we still got a lot of the answers that we've been like, what the heck, give us these answers. Yep. So we're going to break down kind of the whole Macy, Harry, and Charity plot line and how the sisters played into it. And then bring in the flashback, Fiona and Maggie and Parker situation with Alistar, because those are kind of B-plot things. Then we'll get into our special segment where we break down the OG Charmed episode that corresponds with tonight's episode, and wrap it up with some predictions. What was your guys' overall thoughts on the episode?
It was getting really good, and then I agree, like, I wish she died, you know? It was just like, really? We're just gonna stretch this out more? But, yeah.
Okay, opposite for me. I'm so glad she didn't die, because I was about to have an emotional breakdown. I was, because we'll get into it.
Okay. I'm curious.
This episode was great, though.
Yeah.
It was good. Like, I wish there were more other stories. Like little storyline. Like I wish they had more Parker and Maggie stuff. There's just like little blip.
I know I feel like the show itself is playing around with pace because some episodes I'm like, that should have been stretched way longer. Like you just skipped, and then I'm like, I think it could have been a little bit more concise.
Yeah.
But it was nonetheless still a great episode. I think they get better and better every week, even though last week was still my favorite episode. Did you like last week's episode?
Is that the one where they switched?
Medusa.
Yeah.
Oh, Medusa was good. Yeah, I like that one.
I liked Medusa's episode.
I liked when they switched, though, too, because I always think it's fun to see, like, actors play the
other. And I thought they did that really well.
Yeah.
I see you guys in the chat are really cracking me up today. They're like, finally, we started. We have to debrief the episode. Like, we can just watch it as it goes live. So thank you guys for being patient. And I am in the chat, so please tell me what you guys thought about the episode, and we'll bring it up when we can. But let's get into the main storyline. Macy wakes up, and Charity's in her room, first red flag, and tells her to basically summon her whenever she loses her memory again because she mind wiped her. And what I love about it is that we didn't know about the burns right before. Like that was something new.
Yes.
But I love that totally makes sense for Macy's character to be that smart in the moment.
So smart. It was the most clever thing ever. Like just seeing the flashback of how she put her arm over that. I just thought she just forgot and maybe like she got burnt accidentally, but the fact that she did that on purpose, like genius.
Yeah. I thought Charity did it to her.
Yeah. I didn't know what Charity was up to anymore, so she could have been doing some weird burning crap like that, and we wouldn't have any idea. But what got really weird, though, to me was that how manipulative Charity began with Harry, because then he got pulled into it and was that bed scene with them.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't know they were like trying it again.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that she's just trying to get make herself innocent.
Yeah.
Trying every way.
It's crazy because before this episode, I really liked Charity, but in this episode, she just annoyed me. Like I was so annoyed with just how she was just manipulating everyone, and just like her character was just like, I wanted her to be gone but not killed.
Yeah, she's like a classic person in power where at the core they become they get into a power position because they're control freaks.
Yeah.
And they love having that control. And then when they start to lose control, like, hence what the heck just happened by her killing Priyanka Bari and wiping Macy's mind. She clearly was losing control and then became so crazy, controlling every side of it. And you could just see, like, there's a part where Kelly's like, why are you smiling?
Yeah, like, oh, we have to look at, what is it, when she forgot, or Macy?
Yeah, like when she had to wipe her brain, or I don't know, when some part where Macy was really serious.
Well, I think it's like, oh, is this serious about wiping, like, this memory thing, is it a bad thing? And she's like, well, we have to look into, I don't know, but either way, it was just like, don't deliver bad news with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I never trusted her, so I'm glad
Wow.
it's out in the open that you're a mean, evil person.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. Well, I think we'll still find out more and more about her, but she's one of those people that really thought she was doing good.
Do you think that, or do you think she just didn't want the charmed ones around? Like, do you think that was her reasoning of, like, oh, she was the greater good because of the, like, demon charmed one?
The necromancy.
Or did she just not want somebody more powerful? Like, the power of 3 is, like, the most powerful thing, right?
And I think when Fiona came in her presence, like, at the end of the episode, and she just mentioned how it was Fiona that was always meant to be great and not Charity. So maybe, to your point, she just doesn't want anyone to be powerful than her.
Yeah.
But in the flashback, seeing Charity talking to Marisol, she seemed really genuine.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't double think. Like, I didn't have a doubt in my mind that she didn't truly want this for the greater good.
I just don't trust her.
I think I don't know. You have a point, Kelly, but I do think that scene with Marisol is that she's just one of those blind sheep that follows rules so much, and although rules are in place for a reason, they do this kind of stuff where it's like there's a prophecy that the entire world is going to be eliminated, basically, and if you fail at least by bringing someone back with necromancy, you're gonna get the same outcome, so you might as well try, because there's not gonna be another power of 3, in my opinion. But it was interesting, that scene when they're in bed and she's like talking about how they were planning on binding their powers and running away before she became an elder. Because I guess it is true, and we see this in the preview, that they weren't allowed to be together. And then I'm like, so you're going to follow all these rules, and then you're going to continue to sleep with Harry?
Right?
Really
I can't.
Weird. Well, she probably figured out she could get away with it, because she's been getting away with everything so far.
True.
You know?
I can't deal with her.
Me neither.
Ivan Soto in the chat. Steph, did you get Gideon memories with Charity? Yeah, I guess. From OG.
Yeah.
I didn't now, but now that you say that. And then what else happened with Harry and Charity? This is where she starts getting really manipulative, when she, like, plots that seed that she hasn't heard from Priyanka, and that's not like her. And then Harry goes and looks for her. So that's when I was like, she's gonna get caught.
Yeah, but even in those moments, as she's telling Harry to go and check on Priyanka, her face, like, just looks so distraught and hurt. Like, she was in pain manipulating him.
Yeah.
Like, I was seeing that.
I didn't see it.
Really?
I think she just wanted to be like, oh no, like, I think she wanted to show that to him. Like, oh, it's painful for me to, like, suggest that Macy might kill this person, but I have to tell you, you know?
Yeah. Because I was waiting for, like, the seconds after, when he, like, walks away and her face, like, turned back away from him, just still looked distraught. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Gratian Ryan said Harry's magic sausage, to your point.
Oh my God.
Why she was so distraught. No, but on a serious note, Carlos Hernandez in the chat makes a good point. Charity's problem was that her pride got her on a path that led to so much destruction. I'm with that theory.
Absolutely. Did you guys read the notes that he found at Priyanka's? I couldn't read them.
Oh, it was that she was supposed to circle back with Macy.
Oh, okay.
So I think that meant he took it as they've talked. She knew she got the answer she was looking for, and then maybe that's what made him think, like, maybe Macy did kill her, because if she got a bad answer and her demonic side showed through.
I did like how Harry was, like, till the end faithful to the charmed ones, you know? Like, even when she showed the body
Yeah.
to him. And he's like, no, you probably didn't kill, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a good white lighter there.
I know. I love Harry.
Yeah.
Like,
great.
he's one of my favorite characters. Maybe my favorite. Other than Macy and Harry are my top.
They're my favorite too.
But see, it was at that point, like when he told Charity that he never knew her anyways. Like, that was where I was getting emotional. So I was like, whoa, you guys were intimate with each other. And you're just going to let them kill her?
Listen.
Well, I don't think
Priyanka was stuck in a chest.
I know, but I just felt like we've been on this journey with Charity that I wasn't ready to let her go completely.
I think Harry knew that the charmed ones weren't going to kill her right there on the spot, because he knew that they're good at least.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the sister side of Maggie and Mel trying to figure out what was going on, Kamisha has something to say about our network.
Definitely. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at AfterBuzz TV and for making us the ESPN of TV talk. But we need your help to continue to grow. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please leave us a 5-star rating. But wherever you are in the conversation, or wherever you are, just join in on the conversation. Leave us a comment so that we know that you're here. Coming into AfterBuzz every week is truly like one of my passions, and I love just being here to talk to you guys about Charmed and sit here with Steph and Kelly and hear your thoughts. But we need your help, so be sure to come back each week and tell your friends.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
I see some great comments in the chat. Jason Sanchez, Harry is the prime example of understanding the mission of the Charmed Ones over the Elders, much like Leo. So true.
Yeah.
Because the Elders are so annoying to me. Like, we still don't know much about them. I don't know if I'm annoyed of Charity's agenda or all of them, but they seem like very cookie cutter, and I can't stand that.
I don't know, because when Priyanka showed her face, it seemed like she was a good intentioned elder, and Charity was taken aback by that. So I kind of think that maybe they do have good intention, they're good, or some of them are, but Charity just makes them out to be these bad bosses, or not bad. She says they're good, but they're.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No,
Sticklers.
that's a good point, because we only saw Elder Bari for a few minutes in total, but I liked her.
Yeah, me too.
She gave her the real.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, Maggie and Mel, I'm glad Maggie and Mel figured stuff out on their own, but I also thought that this episode kind of missed a moment where I think it could have been a good bonding moment for Mel and Macy. No one kind of was there for Macy, I feel like. None of the sisters, really was whatever you need, I got you. I know you're going through a hard time, especially because Mel and Macy have not, broken any barriers between their relationship since she's been introduced.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me, because they do all this cool magic together, but then they don't really know each other.
Yeah, it seems like Mel's a colder character, you know?
She's gotten in a relationship in 3 days, but you haven't gotten to know your sister.
Yeah, it's weird.
Get it together, Mel.
I think also, though, Charity and Macy were trying to, just keep Macy alone. Even Macy, when they tried to talk to her, she was like, I gotta be alone right now. True. So I think they tried. But it was also both of them trying, not one-on-one. Also, Maggie could have felt her and did her been I know what you're feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your magic.
That's true.
Yeah.
But instead, 8 times, Maggie's I'm just overly optimistic. I would throat punch someone who kept saying that. Cool. But they go to Dr. Julia to get advice about Macy, and that's where they start to realize, they put the pieces together that those burn marks aren't demonic marks, and that something's probably up. And that leads them to Charity and Macy again. And Macy figures everything out, which was so cool, seeing her hide the needle, realize that she burned herself. Very logical Macy at hand.
I love the way they did that, though. They created that whole flashback. I thought they did that so nicely.
Yeah, I agree. It was a really cool scene. And the vortex, I really want to know more about the vortex because we got to know a little bit about it, but they like supercharge themselves down there.
Yeah, and Fiona said that the vortex was made for her. So that's weird.
So that's
like,
another
you don't even live there.
prophecy.
Yeah.
So, and that was Marisol's power, is the power of prophecy.
Yeah.
And no one else has that power right now, I guess.
I don't think so.
Does she? Because she's the special. I forget what she's called.
The elder? No.
No, Fiona.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think either of them do, or else she would have known it was her and not her sister.
Okay.
But Mel and Maggie on the flip side, once Macy's taken to the vortex and she tries to kill her, but says killing Marisol was a mistake. And after seeing the flashback that we saw, I don't know. What do you guys? It seemed like it was only a mistake once you saw her like cracked on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't a mistake.
Yeah. Like, don't make me do this. You could. You have so many other options.
Yeah.
Like, bring her into the elders, or like bind her like hands, or so. I don't know. Just like make her fall asleep or something. You know, like there's so many different. You don't have to go straight to killing.
But it also, I mean, we'll wait and get into the whole flashback in a second, but Mel and Maggie find Harry and they realize Charity's been surveying them or like keeping tabs on them all and unbinds Harry to them, right? So when they call, he can't come.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite scene. They essentially jump Charity in the vortex. That was so cool.
Yeah. But that one thing that Charity gave Macy, how did nobody know that was a little surveillance? Like, you didn't open that thing up when she gave it to you?
Yeah.
You haven't used it? It's just weird that was like an obvious surveillance thing.
Well, I mean, from like an external point, like it seemed like it was something to call her.
Yeah.
And only Macy would need to open that up. So I didn't really see like Maggie and Mel doing that. So.
Yeah, it was cool to see that entire scene between Charity like charging herself up, but then Macy also I feel like leveled up in her own right because she was able to keep her contained for a good minute after she even charged up. So that was cool.
She's smart though because she didn't even use magic. She just was talking her way out of it. Like she's very smart.
Yeah, she was talking her way out of it, and then she slammed her against the wall. Yeah, that was awesome. And then Maggie and Mel came in with some fighting skills, which was awesome as well.
You don't need magic when you got fists, baby.
But then to your point, Kamisha, when Harry came in there, what did you think about that?
At that point, I like really was just bracing myself because I thought he was going to let them kill her, but also knowing Macy and how she didn't want to kill
Medusa
and a lot of people in the past episodes. Something was telling me that she actually wasn't going to kill her. But there was just like a lot of emotions running.
There was. There was at the end of every episode lately. I'm like, am I gonna cry? But I don't think I wanted her to die in hindsight because she's caused so many issues and done so much bad. But also I was like, if they kill her right now, we're not going to get answers and we need some answers.
Yeah.
Because she has a whole bed of answers that we don't know about and that only she knows really because she's been playing her own game.
Yeah. And I had no idea she killed more elders.
I know.
Yeah. Did they mention that?
They didn't mention that in previous episodes. They mentioned that in this episode.
Just this episode?
Yeah.
She killed Marisol. and they mentioned like she killed
all the other
other elders.
But had to kill others because they didn't understand.
Yeah.
Which obviously they didn't understand. You killed the only one with the sight of prophecy.
Yeah.
And when they said that, I was just like, wow, she panics and kills, literally. Like, this girl is out of control.
Digging herself a hole, man.
Yeah. Bola Ninimbaum. Sorry. I hope I didn't. I know I butchered that. He said, "Yo, I knew Charity was not to be trusted. I don't think any of the elders should be trusted." I'm curious to see. I don't know because between the Sarkana and the elders, they both have
good and bad.
Yeah, every group, and I think that's a metaphor. Every group has good and bad.
Yeah.
So I guess that's normal.
I mean, they made Harry a whitelighter, so like that's good. And
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So they have good ideas, but some of them, well, it's just like the greater good versus like just morals. Sometimes they like trump morals just for the greater good. I think like charity, you know.
Yeah. So we touched a little bit on the flashback, but basically what happened was Marisol told Charity her first daughter died and she brought her back with necromancy. Charity was like, clutch the frickin' pearls. I can't believe you did that. And she said, like, the fate of the world's at stake. And I'm with that.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't we do that? Like, obviously, if you start to see, like, a little demon spouting through, then you can handle it then.
Yeah.
I feel like it was fine. But Marisol was so cool. I want more of her. I want her to come back in some regards because even her last breath was, like, finishing the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had ghosts in the OG. Let's make her a ghost.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, both the
Grams
Grams
and the mom
came back multiple times.
Grams was around for a while.
Yeah.
She didn't go.
She had unfinished business.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see on that end. But another emotional scene was when Fiona came, and she seemed so powerful.
Yes.
She just strutted through. I love this
that much
Arcana.
time in Tartarus. You gotta come back.
Yeah, that's true.
Fierce as hell,
The
literally.
The Sarkana do know how to make an entrance. That's for sure.
I do. It's kind of funny though that she just conveniently came back right then. Like, was she like?
She must have known.
Yeah. And,
She's surveilling her.
yeah.
But so I guess there was another prophecy with the two sisters, so that makes sense that the elders were basing their decision off of this prophecy, that there was two of them and one of them was good and one of them was bad. So I guess Fiona's the one destined for greatness, and then they were going to send Charity to Tartarus.
Yeah. It looked like it. Then she, slipped out of that.
Yeah, let's get into Alistar. Yeah. Do you guys think that they had worked together before?
Well, remember he stole the paint can from her, but I don't think she was in on it then. But now I think he knows that she's a bad guy. Like, she's not a good person, so he could probably utilize her. That's what I'm guessing, right?
I don't know, but it's hard because he's so powerful, and we see what he's done with Lucy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, has potentially he been playing a part of Charity's thoughts this entire time? And also in the flashback, we see crows before. So Marisol defeated something before Charity came. Who was that?
Yeah.
Was it Alistar?
Could be.
Maybe. Or maybe she just has a lot of crows sometimes when she does the power of 3 thing. So, like, for the Lucy thing, because I missed it, I guess, in the previous episode, that he, he's controlling her. Is that why she's always looking at her phone?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Well, he does it through technology in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I think the first time he possessed her was through like her computer or something. Like
They always Skype and FaceTime, creeper. I want to know, when did they meet?
Yeah.
Charity. So we're on Alistar and Lucy. Like, where did they meet? How did they form this relationship? I saw, I think Grayson Ryan in the chat said, is Lucy him and Charity's daughter? Like, I don't know how much of a stretch that could be.
Wow. But I mean, she was dating Parker, so they must have met somewhere in between.
Yeah.
And like he took over her mind.
Or was she dating Parker to get to him?
Maybe. Or they didn't even have to meet. Like, he could just bump, like, if he's that powerful of a demon, he could just pop up and be like, I'm gonna control you.
Yeah.
Give me your number so I can FaceTime you.
She's grown on me. Like, I like her comedic timing. Like, at least she's a little bit of comedy in each episode, because she's just so a sorority girl. Like,
She's so basic in a good way.
yeah.
And she completely sabotages the date between Maggie and Parker and gives Parker a demon virus, a demonic infection. And only Alistar can cure this. So good play, Alistar. And we'll see what happens with that.
What a good dad.
What a great dad.
And then Dr. Julia has just become just total innocent person now. 'Cause
Yeah.
before I was skeptical about her.
Yeah, I think I trust her now because, well, I loved that one. She was just in it for a second, but I just liked her attitude.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Even though she's still butthurt about him, she's like, I shouldn't bring my drama into this.
Ivan Soto in the chat says, Steph, the crows were from the Sarkana. See, I need answers. Who's on whose side? Are we trying to end the world, or are we trying to keep it together?
Maybe they chatted for a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe they were just watching over, because they do that too. Everyone's a creeper.
Because she has the sight, so she probably knew that she was coming.
Yeah.
But then she was like, "We gotta let this happen, because if I don't die, then who knows?" She probably knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, she probably saw her death coming.
Yeah.
So the final scene, Alistar takes Charity on the way to Tartarus, and she's just like, well, I guess it's better than Tartarus, and I can't blame her on that. I would not want to be in Tartarus.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I guess I'm destined for this. Like, what?
I mean, you already kill so many people. You're like, I guess I am on that side
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Dang. Well, I can't wait to see how Fiona plays into it. Any other final thoughts on the episode?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, let's get into our special segment.
Yes,
Kamisha,
let's
take
do
it
it.
away.
Awesome. Ooh. All right, so we're going back to March 3rd, 1999, when Which Prue Is It Anyway aired.
Oh, good title.
Oh, I like this
Yeah,
one.
right? I love it. This was written by Javier Grillo Marxuak. Sorry if I
He's
said that
watching.
wrong.
He's gonna judge.
All right. After killing a boxer with a magic sword to steal his killer instinct, the warlock Gabriel uses the art collection of his sister Helena Stature to ambush Prue to kill her and get her power of the primogeniture. I am butchering this. Which Prue uses a spell to increase her power, but she ends up multiplying herself, and she has like 2 other Prues that she pretty much uses them to distract Gabriel. And he ends up killing all 2 of them, and so she's there. She's the last one. So the trio, Phoebe and Piper, they plot a plan to defeat and destroy the invincible Gabriel. And then the Halliwell sisters pretty much use their power of 3 to take him down. The sort of relation to this episode and the episode from today is it focused a lot on the older sister, so Macy in this episode, and then Prue in the other episode. And we had in the Which Prue Is It Anyway, we had Gabriel coming after her and coming after her powers and trying to take it away from her. And in today's episode, we had Charity trying to bind Macy's powers and come after her. So that is where the 2 episodes pretty much collide in a sense.
And the fact that 2 had to come and figure out and save Prue, and then all 3 of them ended up doing it together. Yes.
I do miss the monster of the week, you know? Like, this Charmed is great. I'm not crapping on it, but I just liked how the original Charmed had just like a big bad of the week.
They kind of do that.
Sometimes, but this one they didn't.
Yeah, this one they didn't.
Yeah.
I do want to give some chat shout outs. Jason Sanchez, Billie Jean Girl 24, Trent King, Marilee Ortega, Ivan Soto, Mark Ryans, Little Boots. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being in the chat. I know there's a lot more, but thank you to all of you guys who make this so fun. And some shout outs from last week's episode, some comments from our video. Erwin Kuba Cub. This was a great episode, and you guys do a great job deeply analyzing each episode. Thank you. Annie Red Cape. Wonderful after show as always, guys. Love coming here after watching the show, but have been behind on Charm. But hey, all the more after shows to binge watch. I love how thoughtful your conversations and opinions are. Much love, guys. We love you, Annie. Thank you. Okay, let's get into some predictions. I don't even know.
I've got a few.
Yes, Kelly, take it away.
I think Charity becomes a demon or something like that. Like, they've used demon blood before. They could probably, figure out a way to give her demon powers,
Yeah.
That he's using her for something, and since she has no powers right now, she's going to get some powers back.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the power of 3 helped Parker, cure him, because he's, the only person that could cure me is his dad. But the power 3 wasn't around back then. Now it's around. Mm-hmm. That's just my two guys.
2 little ones.
For me, I think there's going to be obviously a showdown between Charity and Fiona.
Yeah.
I think that's really my only prediction is that they're going to we're going to get more of them two is sort of fighting for maybe who's supposed to be the greater one.
That'd be fun because I want to see more of Fiona.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, me too. I really like that actress. I've seen her in a few things, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. I definitely want to see a Sarkana Elder head to head.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know exactly how they'll do that, but Ivan did actually bring up another good point that they talked about someone killing elders way back in the beginning of the season. That's true. When Charity first came onto the scene, she's like, someone was killing elders. Of course, it's the messenger. Who's that person?
Definitely.
But yeah, I want to just see more development with Fiona.
Yes.
We'll probably get Jada back in next episode. One thing that was really funny from Carlos Hernandez in the chat, when I asked about final thoughts, he said, Parker's body is final thoughts for sure.
That towel was on real tight.
Yeah, that's so true. This dude gets literally walked in the head.
I know.
By, I don't even know.
The
like
sickness.
and then...
He brings down a shower curtain and he still keeps that towel on. That's the least
logical
thing of. Sure, I'll believe in magic versus believing that towel stayed on the whole time.
It's so true because you can't keep a towel
can't.
on. Wow, great
Also, just
point.
show it to us.
It's the CW. They literally don't show anything. They barely showed Harry's nipple in bed. I'm like, there it is. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. Until next week, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kamisha Lauture.
You guys can find me, Kelly McInerney, on Instagram and Twitter at HollyWeirdo.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Steph Sabraw. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. You made this such an awesome episode. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.